Hello, my couture crafters. So right here, I am going to score at 6, at 5 3/4, and 6 1/2. Then I'm going to turn it on its side and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch and 1 inch and at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. And then I am going to start folding over on my score lines. This is the Loaded Envelope mini album for the Rosa Kelly swap. And so I'm having a little trouble folding over on that middle score line, so I use my ruler to help me. And now we are clipping the edges, mitering, making a pocket or an envelope. And then I'm taking out those notches right there so that it just fits a little more easily. Now I'm going to take out that score line, just one. I'm doing this on one side. And then I'm going to fold it over on itself. And then right there, I'm doing an accordion fold, folding it on itself, and then back again. And now I'm just adding some glue so that we can close up this envelope. Now the concept behind this is doing an envelope that opens in the back so that I can put a whole box in there so that I can really load up this album. Trying to really load it up. So here I'm using the Art Glitter Glue. You guys know it's my favorite glue of all time. And we are just measuring to make sure that the dimensions are right, because I started off with the 12-inch sheet of paper instead of an 11-inch sheet of paper, just to make sure that it was the same dimensions as Rosa Kelly's original album. And using the 12-inch paper, it works out perfectly. So the paper that I started with was 8.5 by 12 instead of 8.5 by 11. So now let's go on ahead and do it again. So we're at 6, 5 3/4, and then 6.5. And then at 1/2 inch and 1 inch, and then at 1/2 inch and then 1 inch. And then I'm going to show you guys one more time, folding over on all the score lines. Then I'm going to take the scissors and I'm going to cut a diagonal line right through the score lines. Then we're going to take out that little notch and then take out the notch, and there you have it. Next, we're going to cut out one of those score lines just on one of the sides. Pick either side, it doesn't matter. And fold it over on itself. Then fold it over and then backward. Fold it over and then backward. So you have a little accordion fold. And I make sure to put the glue on the accordion side. Put the glue on the accordion side. It's the shorter side. You'll see if you make this box, you'll see what I'm talking about. So here I'm just fidgeting with it. You can't see it, I'm off frame. But I'm just pushing it down and squeezing it, cleaning up any excess glue that's falling out. Or oozing out, I should say. And then we are going to work on the hinges. So here the paper measures 2 by 6.5, and I'm scoring at 7/8 and 1 inch. I just needed an 1/8 inch gusset. Now I'm folding over and trying to form the 1/8 inch gusset. Folding it over, forming the 1/8 inch gusset, fiddling with it, trying to fold over an 1/8 inch is always a pain in the patootie. This paper is 110-pound cardstock, so it's pretty stiff. I prefer Michael's 110-pound cardstock, but Park Lane is the one that has the 12 by 12 sheets of paper, so I had to go with Joann's brand Park Lane. And then you just glue them together. I place the hinge down on the envelope, and then I'm placing this one on top of it. This lined up pretty good, I didn't have any overhang on the sides. I'm checking to see if I have any overhang that I need to clip. No, it lines up great. But on the next one, it didn't line up so good, so I ended up mitering my hinges, which is what you should do anyway. Anytime you're doing a hinge, you should probably be mitering it. So here I am. This is the one that I ended up taking off and then mitering. But again, guys, I prefer Michael's paper, but because I am trying to adhere to as much of Rosa Kelly's original design, I went ahead and used a larger sheet of paper so that the measurements were correct. And that gives me even more room to put goodies in this little mini album. I wonder what I'm going to put in there. Matter of fact, if you guys are watching this, tell me in the comment section the kind of things that you would want to receive in your little mini album. So here, remember, I'm matting this so nobody's going to see what I've done underneath. So I'm just pulling that paper off, and then I decide to cut another hinge and then miter it. So I'm not cutting the actual score line. I'm just right next to the score line and cutting at a 45-degree angle. And then I decide to do the other one because it's just good practice to miter your hinges. Doing it. And there we go. So then I form the gusset and then I just glue it down. Perfect. And that way I don't have to worry about anything overhanging. I'm adding a little bit more glue and just pressing it and forming it and training the paper a little more. And don't forget, if you want this to be way more stable and last maybe a little longer, you can use Tyvek, which are like the envelope mailers that you get from the post office. Or you can do a combination of Tyvek and cardstock, which I like because trying to score Tyvek is a pain in the butt. So here I have a piece of paper that measures 7 3/8 by 8 3/8, and I'm scoring at the 1 inch all around. Now I'm cutting right up to the score line, and then I'm notching. I'm cutting out a little triangle. I'm cutting it out a little triangle. I'm cutting up to the score line, the same side, and then I just take out a little notch. So you should have 4 tabs. Now with this, it's important to use your bone folder and really get a good crease with this paper. Because this is a drawer, you really want it to have nice right angles if you can. And that helps with the bone folder, just to really crease the paper. I'm not saying you have to use a bone folder. Some people use rulers in the backs of things, in the backs of their nails, whatever. But make sure you get a good crease. I love this glue. It dries so quickly. So it makes doing things like this a lot easier because you really don't have to hold it for too long before it catches. So here we're just doing a little pinchy pinch. Do the same thing on the other side. Isn't that amazing how quickly a box can come together? This is why I like watching people work, because it just opens up your mind to so many other ideas and things that you can do that you never knew you could do. So now let's see if these boxes that I made will fit. Now this is the first time that they're going in, so it's going to be a little tight, and then you'll just need to play with it. You know, pull them out, put them back in, that kind of thing. And the paper will get trained to go in and out easier. And there we have it. It's all ready. And now we just need to decorate it. I like how it opens and stuff. It's just different. It's cool. So I wanted to show you guys the paper that I purchased for this swap. And it is the Fairy Tale Stack by DCWV. It's double-sided paper. And why is it that every time paper is double-sided, I want to use both sides? Not possible. I like that first sheet. I like these cut-aparts. I'll probably be able to use those. I will be able to use the cut-aparts for sure. I love the roses. I more than love the argyle. You know, that's my thing. I wanted to use the apples, but it's on the other side of the argyle. How am I going to make that work? I like the stripes for sure. You guys know I'm stripes and argyle. I like the stained glass window. I don't love the pink and black stripes, but they're stripes, so I'll probably use those. Just some regular sheets here, nothing too special. Nothing too special. Some more cut aparts that oh, love that. Using that on the box because all mini albums should have what? A box. That's going to be the front of the album with the roses because they're just gorgeous. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. See you guys later.